Hello, it's Wednesday the 13th of March 2013. Welcome along to today's United Kingdom Talk. My name's Chris Reardon and I'm wearing today a new item that I've purchased, boys and girls. A new cycling top, a very, very highly visible cycling top in bright yellow. Thank you very much. My friend Ron says I take the wearing bright clothing thing on my bike a little bit too far. I don't think so, you see. It's very, very important to be seen when you're on a bicycle. It's a bit dark in here. Oh, I haven't turned the light on. Just a minute. Well, that's better. Oh, sorry. We weren't properly illuminated then. No, just a minute. What's going on here? I see what's happened. Oh, well, that's better. So I wasn't quite properly illuminated then. Yes, he thinks I take the whole be seen on your bike thing a little bit too seriously, but I don't. So I bought this new yellow thing. I actually, what I did before, I had one of those high visibility vest things, you know, orange and yellow that was. But the sort of Mac thing, what do you call it? Plastic Mac? Oh, I don't know. You know, the over plastic thing was no longer waterproof, so I got a new one of these and a new pair of cycling trousers as well. Here we are, made of that material that the water doesn't get through, yet apparently breathes. How does that work? How can the water not get through? But maybe the holes are too small. The holes are small enough for bad air to get out, but not large enough for the rain to get in. Is that how it works? I don't know. Don't ask me. Because the old trousers, they went in the crutch. You know the bit underneath between your legs, they went there. And I used to get very, very damp there when I was on my bicycle. I used to get a wet bum, boys and girls, a wet bum. I can't find my pen now. There it is. Used to get a wet bum, so I bought those two items. The jacket was £45 and the trousers were 30, so I was quite pleased with that. I didn't get them from a cycling shop. I find the stuff you buy in cycling shops really expensive, you know. I bought a pair of yellow gloves. Now, when was that? That was back in November, December, I think it was. And first of all, I went into this cycling shop. I said, I'd like a pair of those yellow gloves, and he bought them out, and he says, they're £35, please. I said, oh no, that's too expensive. And I ordered some online in the end. It looked exactly the same for like 10 quid. So always check online first, boys and girls, when you're buying this stuff. Although I must say, when it comes to buying clothes and things like that, I don't know about this online thing, because, I mean, my mate's ordered stuff. He's always ordering stuff online, my mate Ronny. And often he has to send it back again, you know, at his cost. And I do think, you know, certainly when you're buying, say something that's in a large size and it comes, right, it might be a very large size or it might be a small large size, if you see what I mean. And you put it on and you think, well, that doesn't fit. You know, usually the things I buy are large, but this doesn't fit, it's too small. Or it might be too large. It's very, very difficult to judge things when you can just see them online. So I can't see all clothing shops going out of business, can you? What do you think of that? Have you ordered clothes online before and now you've decided not to bother anymore because they never seem to they don't look or feel as you want them to look or feel? Do you see what I mean? Whereas in a shop, you know, you can touch. We do like to touch, boys and girls. I like to be touched myself. If you see me this week anywhere, please feel free to touch me. I do like to be. Do you like to be touched? Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? I do like to be touched. Do let me know. But have you ordered stuff online, like clothes, and have decided not to bother anymore because the wrong size keeps coming? Eh? Do let us know. The email address of this show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. My nephew, I was telling you, he wants a little moped thing for his birthday, and they have bought it, apparently, for quite a good price as well. I gather it was a second-hand one, £300, and he's got this moped. I'm sure I had a photograph of it somewhere that they sent me, but I can't find it of love of money. I was going to show that to you, but it's not here. But so there we are. I did have a word with his brother, Gary. because he will probably listen to Gary. If Gary says, you know, don't go too fast around corners and that sort of thing. And Gary says he is quite sensible on the bike, so fingers crossed for that. I can't have my nephew tearing round corners and doing damage to himself, I'm sorry. So very much looking forward, of course, to going up and seeing them on Sunday. In just a few days' time, I'm only up there for the day, for George the baby's christening. Yes, George is my niece's son, and it's his christening on Sunday, and I should be seeing them. And of course, my other little one, Evie. That Evie is Gary's daughter. Gary is my nephew. Excuse me, I'm going to have a little sniff here. Oh, oh. Excuse me. The old weather's turned again outside. It is bitter outside today. Absolutely bitter. Oh, it's so cold again. I thought we'd got rid of the cold weather sort of last week. You know, it warmed up quite nicely. As indeed, you know, we did a show in the forest last week, didn't we? It's really turned again. Winter has come back for one last bite. I hope this is the last time, because I'm sick to death of the cold weather here in the UK. I really am. That's probably the only reason I'd want to leave again. But then I want to come back 2 days later, so what's the point? Yes, so I'm going up there Sunday and looking forward to that. And Eve and George, they're of course... See a phone. What's that? Oh, who's this ringing now? Just a moment. Just a moment, please. Hello? Oh, good morning. It's my best friend Ron. I'm just in the studio at the moment recording Wednesday's massive piece of entertainment that everyone looks forward to tuning into. Oh yeah, but it's very, very, very cold outside. I'm thinking if I delay my leaving to go swimming this morning, then it might have warmed up a little bit, but I doubt it. What is it? Minus half a degree outside. God, and I'm recording this at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's 10:15 in the morning. Unbelievable. It is absolutely bitter. It's the wind here. It's the wind. Well, you know, it's not over cold to me, but yes, yes. Where are you going? What are you doing in Reading? Are you secretly going to Jamie Oliver's for another meal? Oh, okay then, dear. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Did you see the video of the karaoke people? Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. Thank you. Oh, that must be it. Must mean you're not one of his friends then. If I send link to someone who's not your friend on Facebook, I guess you can't open it then. I'll show you. It's people in onesies, dear. Onesies. Oh, what do they look like? What do they look like? Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye. 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 As my best friend Ronny does like to interrupt the show, doesn't he? Sorry, I could have put him on speakerphone and let you listen to that then. Yes, anyway, so Evie and George have become very good friends. They are, of course, cousins. Little picture. And they are looking very happy together, and it's the start of a very long and beautiful friendship. Funny, really, I had to think that those two little ones will highly likely be on this planet even longer than me, boys and girls. I'll be long gone. They'll probably be watching old shows of mine in years to come, thinking, who's that old duffer on there? That's what... And it... So very much looking forward to the christening, and of course taking up to them all the presents that I bought them from New York, all the handbags and tops and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to going up there, even if just only for the day. I wanted to... I notice on Facebook a lot of people are having onesies parties. Now, do you know what a onesie... Do you have these in the United States or Australia, where we have quite a few people watching and listening to the show? Onesies are like an all-in-one outfit. I'll see if I've got a picture here. Let me see. Onesies, where are we now? Onesie, let me have a look. Let me just grab a picture for you. Onesies. Oh, they sell them on Amazon. What do these people look like? Oh my God. They just look complete and utter. Oh yes, save image as. Right, we'll have that. Have that one. Onesies. Onesie picture. Yeah, but these are like all in one. They're just like adult baby grows. That's the only way I can describe them. And people are now having, in nightclubs and house parties, onesies parties where everyone turns up in one of these awful items. They really are awful. They just look like adult baby grows. Why would you want to dress in baby's clothes? Have you got one? Please don't tell me that you've got one of these awful items. Can you see it? That's how I describe it. Just like a giant baby grow that you go in, long zip up the top, and that's it. I mean, they don't even look sexy. People, I'm sorry, people who walk around in onesies look like utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Now, I put my comments on Facebook this week. I am on Facebook as well. If you want to join on me there, it's facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. All right, Chris Reardon UK is my Facebook name, and Twitter as well. Twitter is the same, Chris Reardon UK. Right, twitter.com. What is it? Just Chris Reardon UK on Twitter. They just look utterly ridiculous. What do you think about onesies? Please let me know on you. Is it me? Is it me, boys and girls? Is it me being a bit of old-fashioned? I mean, we'd much rather see a man in a nice pair of properly fitting 501s, wouldn't we? Preferably with no T-shirt on, rather than a onesie. I've got to say, on the ladies, they don't look too bad on the ladies. I can just about see, you know, I can just about accept women wearing onesies, but not men. Come on, lads. You look complete and utter idiots. You really do. There was a couple in the bar during the week wearing onesies. Awful, awful fashion thing. Just dreadful. I think in years to come, anyone who's taken a picture of themselves in a onesie is going to look at it and delete it immediately. It's the latest fashion craze, the onesie. And my God, don't you look stupid in them? Let me know what you think, okay? Chris at United Kingdom Talk.co.uk, Chris at United Kingdom Talk.co.uk. I've just ordered something, boys and girls. I've ordered something else, as well as my new little cycling. I don't actually buy much stuff for myself. I've ordered a duvet protector. It's like a, I don't know, what's it made of propylene? Is that some sort of plastic to put over the duvet? Now, the reason why have I ordered this? You're asking yourself, aren't you? Do I keep wetting the bed? No, I'm not wetting the bed. There is no dampness in the bed after I still manage at this ripe old age of 50 to get up from my bed and use the toilet. I do not wake up in puddles of, well, it wouldn't be puddles of water because it would soak into the mattress, wouldn't it? No, what it is, no, I don't. Why don't you believe me? I'm not waking up after wetting the bed. That is not why we're buying a duvet protector. The reason is the cat. No, she's not wetting the bed. Can I finish before you keep interrupting? Please, if you don't mind. Katie is not wetting the bed, no. The reason I am buying one of these is because Katie seems to dribble while she's asleep. And I noticed on the duvet, which I've only had a couple of months, I bought it from Asda. Duvets here, I don't know about where you are, but they're very, very cheap in the supermarkets. Asda sell duvets usually, I think, for about £12 or something ridiculously cheap like that. So I bought a new one a couple of months ago because the old one also had dribble marks on it, and I thought it was because she'd been ill. But no, dribble marks are appearing. There's like a certain area of the duvet where there's like marks, you know, liquid marks. And they look a bit dirty, where probably Katie has dribbled. Poor little thing. So I've ordered a duvet protector. Now, thing is, what do? Do I have... See, if I have the new one... I say it's new, it's about 3 months old. If I have that cleaned, it'll probably cost me just as much to have it cleaned as it is to buy a new one in Asda. So I think I'm gonna on this one occasion waste a 3-month-old. Oh, I've got hiccups. 3 months old duvet, and purchase a new one when my new duvet cover arrives. And then when Katie dribbles on that one, I shall just simply wipe it clean, and the dribble marks will go. I also need to get a new duvet set, I think, because a couple of my duvet sets now, I think it's where, I never ever really use the tumble dryer anymore, because they use so much electricity, don't they, tumble dryers. But years ago I did used to use it, before energy prices became so expensive, and I think the duvet sets have shrunk in the tumble dryer. You know what I mean? So you put the duvet in the duvet. Not in the cotton duvet cover, and the duvet seems to be bigger, and there's like lumps. But what sort of lumps? Lumps from the duvet, dear. I told you there's no problem messing beds here. There's lumps in the duvet cover where the duvet is bigger than the duvet cover itself. You see what I mean? So I might have to get a little duvet set as well. Oh yes, we always get them on sale. Oh, I have all the colours of the rainbow here. My best mate Ron, he sees things that I buy, and he said, "Why have you bought those? It doesn't match anything." Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that it doesn't match. One year, I went on a holiday a few years ago with give him instructions on that I wanted something decorated. I come back, and the curtains in the kitchen were gone, and I'm like, "Where's the curtains?" I chucked them out. I said, "Well, what did you chuck those out for?" He said, "They were awful. They looked like a pair of curtains that you'd find in a Caribbean holiday resort. You know, all bright colours like yellow and orange and pictures of palm trees on them. I thought they looked very nice." He said they didn't match. What do you mean by, what do you mean by match, dear? Anyway. So that's that. So I've ordered a duvet cover, and hopefully that will come soon. Boys and girls, I've been ripped off. What's the time? Let me see. Oh, 17 minutes. No, maybe I'll save that story for the next show. I'm going to be sniffing today a little bit, boys and girls. I'm sorry about that. Oh, and one other thing, just quickly. I've sowed my seeds, boys and girls. No, not like that. I've sowed my tomato seeds, boys and girls. Yes, little seeds have been planted in these little pots of earth. So we're just waiting for those to germinate. It's always very exciting at this time of year, germinating seeds. I'm going to get some more runner beans ones as well. I need to order some seeds soon. And gardening starts once again, although in this bloody weather. Oh, it's cold, dear. Cold. Let's say hi to Andrew. Hello, Andrew. Who writes, you mentioned on last Wednesday's chat show, was it last Wednesday or the one before? Or it might be the one before. Sorry you've had a bit of a wait here, Andrew. You mentioned that you like chants. I thought you might like this that I discovered. It's the Tibetan bell. It's great with headphones on. So have a little listen. Do we like that? I quite like that. I could listen to it. It's an hour and 2 minutes long. Do you want to listen to all of it? Let's just go forward sort of to the middle and see what's on there. Oh, it's the same. We quite like that. I don't know if I could listen to an hour of it, though. Thank you very much, Andrew. Most appreciated you sending me these little chant links for me to listen to. I do like Gregorian chant, though. I don't know about that bell one. It seems like the same note all the time. I think I'd be quite good at chanting, wouldn't I? Do you do any chanting? Do they do? Because we do a little bit of chanting in the Catholic Church. What about other? I think the Muslims, they do chanting, don't they? Don't they? I've heard them on Fridays in East London. I've heard that chanting. What about like Buddhists and Jewish people? Do you do chanting? We quite like chanting. It's very, very meditational, isn't it? Is that the word you'd use? Meditational? I don't know. Hello to lovely Anita. Hello, Anita. Who says, hi, Chris. And please notice, no Mr. Reardon this time. Yes, Anita, we have now become good friends because we are on first name terms, he says, looking for his tissue. 1 moment, please. Oh, I've got low power on the... My little recording device says I've got low power. Oh, dear. I do hope that's not going to stop working. Maybe I can plug it in somewhere. Just a minute. I think I can plug this in somewhere. Oh, it's a bit short, the plug thing. 1 minute. Very important. We don't want to run out of electricity halfway through the show, do we? Here we are. Plug that in there. 1 minute. USB, no, power. Let's see, is that power? There we are. It's okay. Everything's all right. No more panicking. Hello. Yep, that's working. We nearly run out of electricity on the recording unit. Hi, Chris. About 3 weeks ago, I got my first and only tattoo. Oh, you're brave, Anita. Oh, I got to sneeze again. No, am I going to sneeze? I can feel bubbles in my nose. Do you know what I mean? No, not now. Oh, you're brave to have a tattoo. I'd love a tattoo, but I'm not brave enough. Oh, the pain, dear. Did it hurt? Oh, the pain of that tiny little needle. Oh, a tiny little needle going in and out of your arm or wherever it is. Let's find out. I have wanted one all my life, and finally the right subject came along. That being Barry Manilow. Looks like we made it. Oh, I love the songs. This past Thursday, I finished the tattoo. Oh, you haven't been doing it yourself, have you? Oh, my God. How'd you do that? A little needle. Go... After sitting there in some pain, the tattoo guy named Jason and I were listening to your programme on my iPhone, on my phone. Oh, now tattoo people who do, they usually are quite good looking. Is there a little picture of Jason that you could send me? Can we have a look at Jason, please? Would I like him? Anita says, it's the one where you read out my email about Barry on air. It really helped keep my mind off the pain that I was experiencing. Now, do you know, perhaps I'm missing a thing here. I could sell my... So are you saying that by listening to one of my shows, okay, you no longer experience pain? I could possibly sell this show to dentists and operating theatres. Perhaps you could use my shows instead of having... Not antiseptic, what's the word? Oh, forgotten now. That stuff where you send people to sleep. Anaesthetic. I heard you shouting out, yes, anaesthetic. Could you play my shows to people in dentists and operating theatres and anywhere where there's a bit of pain, and you wouldn't have to use anaesthetic? It would be a lot cheaper. I would only charge £5 per show per operation. What a good idea, Anita. We must try this out. Jason enjoyed hearing your show for the first, and I enjoyed hearing it for about the third or fourth time. Do you listen to my shows 3 or 4 times now, Anita? Is that in case you miss anything, dear? Eh? Thanks for reading my message about Barry and the kind comments you made. My remarks came from the heart. Thought you would like to know that your show helped me out so much on that day. Forgot about the pain for the most part. My best to you. Keep up the good work. Love your show. Thank you. Anita from Tennessee, USA. Yeah. Oh, Anita, I'm very pleased about that. But you haven't sent me a picture of your tattoo. Can we see the tattoo? Where is the tattoo? Oh, no, Anita, where is the tattoo? Oh, you haven't got it somewhere naughty, have you? I hope not, dear. I hope it's on your arm or somewhere like that. Anita. Do let me know, Anita, where your tattoo is. And can we have a picture of the tattoo? And Jason, please. On the email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Marge. Where's my bit of paper gone? Just a minute. I've lost a piece of paper. Oh, what have I done with this now? Let's set on there. Oh, God, I lose pieces of paper. Oh, please, where is it? Oh, it's gone now, isn't it? I don't know where that is. See, I write things down while I'm doing the show. You know, for things that need to be done after, kind of, what is it over there now? Kind of after I've done the show, when I like put the words in and things like that, you know, on the video, and then I lose the bit of paper again. And it's the same every bloody time I do this. Oh, come on, where are you? No, it's not there, is it? Oh, there. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Oh, God. Where is it? Is that it here? Is that it? A minute. I'll just turn this computer on here. Nope, can't find it. Oh, it's annoying. Oh, what's that there? Nope. Oh, aha, there it is. There it is. Marge has sent me in a picture. And Marge knows that I do go out on my bicycle quite a lot, do all my shopping on my bicycle. And she sent in this picture saying, here's a way to carry your equipment, Chris. And it's a picture of a bicycle with lots of things on it to help you, assist you, carry all your items. Thank you very much for that, Marge. I quite like that. I do have 2 black bags on the back of my bike, and I do indeed carry around excuse me, all my shopping in the black bags on the bike there. So yes, so we like to be green for the environment, and also, of course, to save money on fuel. We do. Thank you, Marge. Hello to Vicky Gannon. Hello, Vicky. Oh, it's our Vicky. We love to hear from Vicky, who says, hi, Chris. Just saw your show in the woods. It's always good to hear a message from Suko in your show. Suko has started writing again. Thank God for that. My dear, dear friend Suko. I'm so glad to know that you got to spend time with Suko and her lovely family when you were here in New York. She is a great person, funny and a thinker. I have a lot of respect for her. She tried to make sure my time in New York, certainly when I was with her, was as pleasant as possible. And it was. And it took us out in the car and to see things, and it's wonderful. Then you see the real America, you know, where people live. If you go to New York and you stay in Manhattan, you know, in Times Square, all you see is tourist America. Do you see what I mean? And I like to see the normal places. And we went out to Rockville. Is it Rockville? Rockville? I think it's Rockville. And I saw the little wooden houses and the shopping centre there, which was quite nice. On the topic of traffic jams, because we were talking about how I got caught in traffic the other day and I got stuck for 2 hours. The worst one I had was in August 1984. I was on my way back from the beach and they had to close a bridge for safety reasons. So we were all parked on the highway for about 5 hours. Oh my God. Just sitting there, engines off in the sun. I remember that I still had sand in my hair from the beach and my scalp was very itchy. Well, that's awful, isn't it? You know, if you've been on this beach or in the sea or even just a normal swimming pool, you've got to have a shower afterwards. Or you have. My friend Jason, who lives in London, has started going to the gym and swimming. And I said to him the other day, I said, oh, the shower's the best part of it, isn't it? And he said, oh, I didn't bother the other day. I said, oh, you must have a shower after you've been swimming. That is just rank if you don't do that. Oh, you know, even after a shower you can smell the chlorine, but that's okay, at least you're clean. You can't come, because swimming pools are filthy places to... Ah, filthy. One of the swimming pool boys told me that the dirtiest part of the water in a swimming pool, I think, is in the top 6 inches. So really you want to swim under the water. But I don't go under the water. Oh, no. No, I just go along the top with my head's up like that. We can't put our heads in the water. I might drown. Possibly. And then I won't be here to do your show. How disappointing will that be? Huh? I don't put my head in the water. No, I don't. Only maybe if I need to go under, you know, the bits of string and to mark out the lanes. If I go there, I'll go under there, you know, rather than over. Some people, they try and climb over, and then they break the string thing, or it comes off the side, and the poor pool boy has to bend over and do it and repair it all again, dear. Vicky says, when traffic finally began moving again, we ended up in the local towns, which were full of traffic because the highway was closed. I somehow found a place to park and got a seat at a diner where I was able to use the restroom and eat dinner in that order. After all, it was still another 1.5 hour drive to get home, but that was okay, because at least I was moving in a moving vehicle. Oh, I hate that, don't you? I hate being stuck in traffic, Vicky. From a previous episode, on the topic of allotments, there were a couple of reasons I gave up the allotment. There were some minor annoyances. One, it was a lot of work. And at the end of a session of gardening, the final insult was all the dirt that fell off the shovels into the footwell of the car. I know, I've been there, Vicky. Oh, and it doesn't matter how careful you are, you know, with plastic bags or blankets, you still manage to get mud in the back of the car, don't you? Also, number 2, I was told that if you were a really successful gardener with a good crop, people would steal your veggies. Not here, dear. Not in Bracknell. Perhaps you have that in New York. Doesn't happen here. We don't have thieves in Bracknell, thank you very much. The only thieves in Bracknell are Starbucks. But I don't think I've got time for that story today. I shall tell you on the next show. Of course, this was said to me by someone who knew full well that my crops were so anemic that they'd be lucky to attract the interest of a passing squirrel. Number 3, the allotment was next to a sewage treatment plant, and on a humid day the smell would turn my stomach. Oh God! Oh God! How awful! Oh, I bet that stank there, dear. But those were all minor annoyances. The biggest problem was with the allotment was that it took a lot of time, and all that time was spent in isolation down at the allotment. I don't mind hard work, but time is precious and you can't get it back. Time to spend with my parents, time to spend with my dog and cat. Yes, this is the thing, you know, it's very, very different, Vicky, doing a little bit of gardening in your own garden, you know, where you walk out the back door and you're there. And an allotment where you're quite right, you have to load up the car, drive there, unload it at the other end, maybe make a couple of trips to and from the car with your spade and various bits and pieces, do the work, you know, and of course while you're there you can't say, oh, I'll just have a break now and pop in for a cup of tea. I suppose you could take a flask, but it's not the same, is it, you know? Because sometimes your hands get dirty, you know, oh, I want to wash my hands, and you can't do that at allotment, can you? Unless you lose stone cold water out of one of those taps. Oh, dear me. No, I mean, it's very, very different. One of my friends has just started doing an allotment as well. I think she's rented, I think, a quarter of an allotment, because you can split them into 4 pieces, can't you? And speaking of gardens, the condo where I live puts deer netting over the bushes around the units to prevent the deer eating foliage during the winter. This afternoon, I was leaving my unit and I heard a noise in the bushes next to my garage door. I took a closer look to investigate, and there was a bird in the bush, trapped underneath the deer netting, which was covering the bush. Oh, the bird was in a panic, trying to escape, and I was concerned that with each attempt to escape, he would hurt himself. I went into the house and got scissors and cut a big flap in the netting in the hope that he would fly out, but he did not move. I made the hole bigger, and he still did not leave. So I pushed the snow off the top of the bush and pulled all the remainder of the deer netting off that bush. A minute or so later, the bird flew away. Hurrah! Good. Poor little bird. Of course, during all of this, my neighbours were walking by, seeing me out there with scissors glinting in the sun as I chopped away at the deer netting. I'm pretty sure now I will get a letter from the condo about this, reprimanding me for removing the netting. If they do so, aren't they awful people? Now, why didn't they just say to you, what are you doing? No, it'll be an anonymous letter. An anonymous letter from someone who you won't be able to find out who it is, won't it? I know that. If they do send a letter, I shall tell them what happened, and that I was pretty sure that St. Francis would approve of the course of action I took in removing the netting. Absolutely. You were only helping one of God's little creatures. I like that. I like that. Helping God's little creatures. Finally, thank you for the grand tour of your closet the other day. Glad to see that Katie the cat is there to keep any possible burglars at bay who may wish to steal one of your fashionable shirts. Have a great weekend, Chris. And that's from Vicky. And thank you for your correction as well. I actually corrected it. I corrected it, Vicky, when I read it before your correction even arrived. Thank you very much for that. That's a nice thing. And let me see. Ah, hello, Marge. Marge sends in a regular... We do like a nice long email from Marge. Marge says, hi again, enjoyed the last show. I needed to add something to the hair plucking some women have their hair permanently moved as well. You know, hair plucking from eyebrows and things like that. You can place ice on it first and it will help numb the pain. But for really sensitive spot, a dab of toothache medication deadens it. Maybe you can rub that up your nose and kill all the pain beforehand. Yes, yeah, because, you know, when we get little hairs, I do hate hairs growing out your nose, don't you? I've got one of those things, which is quite good. If you pull them out with tweezers, oh my God, my nose and eyes just run for ages. Oh, it's awful. Awful. So I've got a zzz. The trouble is when you use that zzz thing up your nose, if they cut the hairs and then when they grow back, they start irritating the side of my nose. It's most annoying. Most annoying. Marge says today, that would be the 6th of March when she sent this in, there was a funeral for a man here in our local town. And the funeral was a bit different because it was a funeral with a horse-drawn hearse and the mourners on horse as well as they took him to the gravesite. I don't know the details, nor did I make it to town to take photos, but should be in town's papers next week. We had one similar once when I was a member of a riding club. A young girl got kicked and killed by a colt. Oh gosh. And all the riding club rode their horses behind the hearse as well, as it was only just a black limousine. Oh, that's a nice thing to do, isn't it? I don't know. I suppose people do think about their funerals and what they want done. I've never thought about mine, really. Has anyone thought about their funerals and what you'd like done at it at all? You know, just as a matter of interest. If you have, what have you thought about? Perhaps you don't want to share it, but if you do, you know, what do you want at your funeral? What have you decided that you want? My best friend Ron's thought about this. He wants to be buried in a wicker basket, not a box, a wicker basket, in the middle of a field of bluebells. And he's already found the place, which I think is in Essex somewhere. He's actually found the place where he wants to be buried. Well, I haven't thought about that, really. I think I'd probably like to be buried with my mum and dad, I think. A while back was a group of motorcycle riders who all rode their motorcycles in the procession as well. I know funerals are more for the living than the dead, but it's a nice way to be sent off. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think, Chris, you should check into those small room air purifiers if you don't have one. At least where you sleep, that would really help with your allergies. Many of the elderly people I work for are now buying them. These are the little... well, they're not little, actually. They're reasonable. You know, it's like a small fridge, really, some of these air purifiers. They're supposed to suck out all the dust and everything from the air, and I have thought about buying one of those. You can get huge ones, which are about $300 here, and can do a very large room area. The air when you come into these rooms, I like being up on a mountain someplace so fresh and clean. Lady I work for said her husband put on too much cologne and walked past the purifier. You could see it suck up a cloud of cologne. Oh, I don't wear any what do you call it? Any aftershave. I've never been one for aftershave and all that smelly stuff. And it's not a nice way. Don't they use muskrats or something like that to make smelly stuff? It's just horrible, isn't it? It's just horrible. I don't think we need all this expensive aftershave. I don't actually own a bottle of expensive aftershave. Sometimes you get them for Christmas, and I really don't. And then they go in the cupboard and they never ever get used. Yeah, so I think I do think aftershaves and perfumes and all that. I don't know what all that's about, really. So there we are. I think that's it, Marge. Oh, that's from the lovely Marge. I think we're up on all your emails now, aren't we? I haven't left any out at all. I do hope not. Anyway, Marge. Okay. And finally on the show today, I was talking about tea drinking on the last show, and something, because I am a great tea drinker, as you know, I drink a lot of tea. And I found this comment, I think this was on Marge's Facebook page. Too much tea raises the risk of rheumatoid arthritis. Okay? It says, a study from Georgetown University has shown that drinking tea raised the risk of rheumatoid arthritis in post-menopausal women. The study involved more than 76,000 women before the ages of 50 and 79 in the US, and found significant association between tea consumption in any amount and a 40% rise in the risk of getting RA. Women who took more than 4 cups of tea a day upped the risk by as much as 78%. So that's a bit worrying, isn't it, for the ladies? Nothing in the study at all to say anything about men at all. So I don't know. I do hope I'll not be affected. We can't not have our cups of tea in the morning, dear. I can't move without a cup of tea. God. Anyway, that's it from the show today. In the next show, I have a little Starbucks. I've been ripped off, boys and girls. I have been ripped off at Starbucks. Anyway, that's coming up on the next show. All right. Don't forget the email address. Please send your emails to chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. It's always wonderful to hear from you. Okay, whatever you are, perhaps you've never written in. Perhaps you've never written in and you'd just like to say, hello, I've never written in, but I'd like to say hello. I am, I don't know, Tony from Tanzania or something like that. Like a show or hates a show or whatever it is, and then it can be as short as that, or it can be a nice long one, pages long. I don't mind. Send them in, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, or for short messages, maybe you want to use Twitter. My Twitter username is Chris Reardon UK. All right, Chris Reardon UK, and of course Facebook again, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. Thanks for watching and listening. I'll see you on the next show. Bye bye.